Hey, what up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Eli, and this high school baseball video is brought to you by the fine folks over at Naples Rib Company. All of our Lakewood coverage this year is sponsored by alum JP Crawford, and all of our Poly coverage is sponsored by Bryson. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and we were over at Lakewood for a regular season finale between the Lancers and Long Beach Poly on Tuesday night. The Jackrabbits sitting at third place heading into this one, and Lakewood trying to make it a third place tie with a win. The Lancers are 6-5, only 40 years of experience from Spud O'Neill, as Lakewood looks to stay above 500, and it's a completely different tale of the tape for Poly. Solomon Williams in his first year, the Jackrabbits looking to go 8-4, but it wouldn't be easy for either of those teams to do. A defensive battle to open this one up. A lot of weight on that infield for both teams. Angelo Ortiz going to swallow this one up for the Lakewood out, and then it's Isaiah Gutierrez, the sure thing for Poly. These defenses were part of the reason we were scoreless the first two frames, but spoiler alert, we would have runs in every other inning, and that would start in the top of the third when Fausto Gaxiola draws a walk. See Gutierrez then going to slice this one up the middle to put two on with just one out. Matthew Garcia going to have his back as you see him get a single for himself and put Poly on the scoreboard while bringing in Gaxiola. Z would get hung up at third, slamming the brakes and sliding in safe there. Then Giovanni Migliazza comes in with two outs and drives one down the middle for Poly. Gutierrez going to score with ease, as does Garcia, as it's a 3-spot so far in the third inning for the Jackrabbits. Lakewood would get out of it with this out at second base, a sure thing to get them back into the dugout, but certainly some room to climb back in with a 3-point deficit. However, they would start to make that climb in the bottom of the fourth after a pair of hit-by pitches. Joe Dazan then going to drive this one to left field to deliver the first run of the game for Lakewood. As Rueda scores in easy, Dazan showed up time and time again in this matchup for Lakewood. Lamar Ford then going to single to first base and take advantage of that error, a little mishap over at first base. This is now going to load the bases for Lakewood. Terran and Miramontes then going to wear one to add another run for Lakewood with Jaden P. Bases still loaded. Poly would get out of it though, however, on this play from Devin Munoz to end the jam, still with a one-score lead as they head out of the frame. Lakewood would change that though in the bottom of the fifth when Gavin Kuntz reached on a base hit. Nate Gallegos then going to send a shot up the middle to put two on with no one out. After an Anthony Rueda single to load the bases, Joe Dazan then going to deliver another RBI. He really showed up, like I said, when they needed them, 2 for 4 with those two RBI, and this one to score Kuntz. Dalen Carey going to get out of the jam with a pop-up to himself, but not the happiest look on his face as he heads to the dugout, but that would certainly wipe off real quick here in the top of the sixth after a leadoff bomb to right field. Absolutely no one out there, and he turns the corner to third base. Definitely the leadoff hit you wanted in your pitcher with Poly tied up 3-3. Gaxiola then going to deliver the sac fly to right field to score Carey. Obviously able to jog over there with ease as we're just flipping scores back and forth. Now it's 4-3 Poly after 5.5 frames. Gaxiola delivering that hit once again for the Jackrabbits. But in the bottom of the sixth, Lakewood going to answer its call. Miramontes reaches on a line drive to right field to put the tying run on base. Gallegos then going to get a bat under this one to pop it up to where there's pretty much a perfect gap out there in Poly's midfield. This one's able to find some grass, and Miramontes is going to score for the Lancers. A clutch hit from Gallegos to tie us back up through 6 frames. Either team just needing anything in this 7th inning, and in the top of the 7th, Poly would get it when Matthew Garcia finds an extra base hit on this double. 2 for 3 on the day, and now the potential game-winning run in scoring position, and that's when Devin Munoz, goodbye. A deep shot to left field at the fence. It went all the way back as far as it could go, and it would score Garcia with ease. Munoz's only hit of the day, a big one, as you see him slide into third base, hyped up for his Jackrabbits. A pass ball would give the Jackrabbits an insurance run as Munoz comes in to score to make it 6-4 after the top of the 7th. Certainly kind of the dagger that puts Lakewood's backs against the wall. Meanwhile, Poly gonna do what it needs to do in the bottom of the 7th. Lean on the defense. Z Gutierrez, an absolute web gem of a dig with this grounder for the first out. He was late to the game because he had an AP test and didn't even take fielding warm-up, but those plays just come easy to him. And on the last out of the game, you can't spell King without K. King ends it for Long Beach Poly, who wins a close 6-4 battle to finish out 8-4 in the Moore League. Definitely a close game that both of these teams needed as we head into the playoffs. We have more baseball to play. Both of these teams are in with a top 4 spot, earning an automatic playoff bid to the CIF Southern Section brackets that drop Monday. And if you want updates on those brackets and all things Long Beach sports, you're already in the right spot, the562.org.